Hey YouTubers, Zinseng back again for the first of two stories that I'm going to post tonight. This one is entitled Wisdom Teeth because it's a funny story of me getting my wisdom teeth taken out. So it's about 1995-96 and I'm living in Austin, Texas. And I started having a problem with one of my wisdom teeth where the cheek, I guess for years, had just been rubbing on the wisdom tooth so much that it actually made it go from a square shape into like this pointed shape. And the pointed shape, it was so sharp that it started cutting back into my cheek. Well, hearing everyone's stories prior to this about their wisdom teeth horrors and getting it taken out and how painful the aftermath was and everything else, I had decided for myself that I'm going to get them all taken out in one shot. I only want to go through this pain and this havoc one time. I don't want to deal with it anymore. So I decided to do that. So my girlfriend at the time takes me in to the dentist, and I take off from work. Just a quick description on the work I did. I was a computer help desk agent, sitting just at a phone every single day for about 8 hours, and answering calls from various computer companies that needed technical support, and then would solve the thing. So my job was to talk on the phone all day, basically. So here I am going in for a wisdom tooth, extraction or wisdom teeth extraction, and this is going to be a hindrance to my job if I can't talk really soon. So, not having a lot of vacation days from my job, I had to just kind of suck it up and go in and do this. So, I go in, girlfriend drops me off, I fill out all the forms and all this, go into the room, and from the information I was told, they're going to give me an IV and knock me out because it's all four teeth, and I got to sign some waiver that if they paralyze my jaw from snipping some nerve, that I can't sue them, that kind of thing. So I get all that stuff taken care of, and then I proceed to tell the doctor or the dentist that I'm afraid of needles. Now, from things you guys have heard, I grew up an army brat. I traveled from different countries to different countries and always had to get shots when I was going from one to the other. So you'd think I would be desensitized to shots, but I still hate shots. So he tells me, don't worry, you're going to be fine. I'm going to put this gas on you and you won't feel the needle. So I'm like, all right. Then enters the blonde, hottie assistant that I think was brought in just as a distracting eye candy for me. So here she is, she's over here, she's rubbing my arm with an alcohol thing, so I've alluded now that she's the one that's going to stick me, so maybe it's going to be less painful because she's hot. Anyway, over the top comes the gas stuff, and the dentist puts it on there, tells me to take a couple deep breaths. So I take 2 deep breaths, and on the third inhale, I feel the needle poking in my arm. And I look down, and instead of going, ow, I was like, you stuck me. The whole laughing gas thing, it just got me. I didn't think it was going to have this effect, but sure enough, laughing gas got me. And here I was laughing at getting stuck with this big, thick IV needle versus, going ow and cringing. So after that's done, she starts the drip, and the dentist says, all right, now you're going to fall asleep, but we need you to count back from 10. So I start counting, 10, 9, 8, 7. I don't remember 8 or 7, but I think that I might have gotten to 7. I just fell off. So I then had visions after the fact of what the doctor was doing at that point to check if I was awake or not. I just had visions of the WWF, or now known as WWE, where the wrestler's like all unconscious, and then they grab his arm and they raise it and then they drop it, and then they raise it and then they drop it, and then they wait to see if you're going to go and wake back up, kind of thing. But didn't happen, obviously. So I go out, don't remember anything. Next thing I know, I wake up in this dark room, and everything seems to be okay other than the fact that I'm just in and out of it. I don't even feel pain at this point, I think, because I'm still just weaving in and out of unconsciousness, and or consciousness, however you would say that. So first thing I see when I wake up is my roommate standing above me, and he's like, dude, come on, we gotta go. I just been through this operation, and I'm unconscious and just not really into it, and he's like, come on, let's go, man, come on, I got busy time, let's go. So I fall out. I go right back asleep, or unconscious, because sleep, you'd think you're kind of aware sometime. The next thing I see is the floorboard of his car as he's pushing me into the car. And then I go back out again. As I don't even make eye contact with the dashboard or nothing. I see the seat and I see myself go into the car, and that's about it. Next thing I see is we're at the Rite Aid, aka CVS, for my Vicodin prescription, which will also be tacked on to the end of the story because I'd never had Vicodin before. And I was told to get the real Vicodin, not the generic stuff. So I see him getting my Vicodin, and then I go back out. Next thing I see is we're at home, and he's pushing me into the sofa bed. And then I go back out. And I'm guessing it was like 3 hours later, he comes over, he kicks the bed a couple times, and he's like, "Are you ever going to get up?" And, very caring, roommate. So I try to talk, and I'm like, "Oh, I can't talk." He's like, "You have cotton in your mouth, stupid." And I'm like, "Okay, take that out." And then he gives me there's a syringe that you fill with water, and you got to squirt the holes in, where your teeth used to be to keep the food out so that you don't get infections. So anyway, after that, the next day I wake up, I take a Vicodin, and then I get in my car, and I take another Vicodin, and I get to work, and forget that I had taken one of the other Vicodin. So I take a third Vicodin. This is all within a 2-hour period, so I'm on 3 Vicodin within a 2-hour period at work, where I'm supposed to talk all day, after just having wisdom teeth pulled. Why I didn't take a day off, I don't understand, but now my eyes are wavering back and forth because of the effects of the Vicodin. And I just go to my manager, and he's like, "Dude, are you high?" I'm like, "No, man, Vicodin and the teeth." And he's like, "Go get some air. If you need to go home, go home." So for all you people that are going to get wisdom teeth taken out, know that it's not just the going in and getting your teeth pulled out and the pain afterwards. Know that it's this whole thing of filling out the forms, and they could sever a nerve and make your jaw paralyzed, and the hottie blonde, and the needles and the laughing gas and the waking up unconscious back and forth, and the pain that does follow afterwards, especially when you squirt yourself with that damn syringe. That's pain like you wouldn't believe, because you hit the bone and it's like you feel all your bones feel it. Yeah. So don't be afraid. If you need it done, get it done. But for me, it was funny. Ha ha, now that I look back on it. And it was just like a weird thing when it was happening. So I hope you enjoyed that story. And now I'm going to move on to the next one.